Hello and welcome back to the Movie Memo Recaps. Today we are going to recap a 2013 movie titled Ninja 2: Shadow of a Tear. Please be advised that there might be spoilers ahead. The film begins with Casey Bowman, a martial artist, and his wife named Namiko engaging in a pleasant sparring session in a dojo, imparting crucial lessons to their eager students. Following their martial arts exhibition, Casey proceeds to a jewelry store to purchase a necklace for Namiko. Casey, on the other hand, is being followed by two robbers whom he has already noticed without their knowledge. They confront him as he walks away, and he readily offers them his wallet. They try to seize the necklace as well, which leads to a brawl. Casey hesitates to hurt them at first, but then dispatches them after comprehending their terrible goals. Casey proudly returns home and offers the necklace to Namiko, who is expecting their first child. Her genuine joy at her husband's presence is palpable. Later that night, Namiko gets a strong craving for chocolate and begs Casey to get her some. Casey, ever the understanding spouse, walks to the grocery store without hesitation. However, at the checkout, he discovers that his wallet is stolen. Simultaneously, an intruder infiltrates their home, plotting Namiko's death. Casey returns home to find a terrifying sight. His lovely wife has been cruelly murdered, a terrible barbed wire imprint engraved on her neck. They continue with the burial ceremony the next day, but Casey is soon interrupted by a visit from Nakabara, his closest friend and a fellow pupil of Takeda-sensei. Nakabara expresses profound sympathies for Namiko's untimely passing and extends an invitation to Casey. He proposes that Casey seek comfort in Thailand, where Nakabara runs a dojo, a location where the healing power of martial arts may help lessen the sorrow of losing his loving wife. Despite Nakabara's well-intended offer of solace through martial arts, Casey remains steadfast in his vow to pursue vengeance for Namiko's murder. He couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that the two robbers who had challenged him after leaving the jeweller's store were somehow implicated in her untimely death. Casey sets off on a mission to discover the truth, driven by a need for justice. His search takes him to a nearby dojo, where he wants to unearth any scrap of evidence that will put him in the correct path. Upon arrival, he finds himself embroiled in a heated argument with other practitioners. Only through pure willpower and martial expertise is he able to discover the truth. He obtains information on the whereabouts of the two robbers. He chases and confronts them in a dimly lighted alley, slaying them quickly, although this deed gives no answers to the mystery surrounding Namiko's death. Frustration and anguish continue to grip Casey's heart, and he eventually takes Nakabara's advice. He travels to Thailand, where Nakabara greets him warmly and introduces Casey to his loyal students. Casey seeks temporary refuge in Nakabara's dojo as he continues his unrelenting hunt of his wife's killer. Casey's pent-up emotions get the best of him one day while battling with Lucas, a devoted follower of Nakabara. He launches a vicious Bakken attack, leading Nakabara to intercede and remind Casey of the need of regulating his emotions. Nakabara then advises fire walking as a technique of channeling and taming his inner anguish, which Casey attempts with varying degrees of effectiveness. However, the ghost of Namiko's memories lingers in Casey's head, making it impossible for him to find peace even in such strenuous activities. In an attempt to calm his nerves, he seeks sanctuary in a local pub that evening, only to become embroiled in a brawl with rowdy patrons. Casey, ever determined, wanders into the dojo's garden the next day, suffering a hangover from the previous night's tumult. However, Lucas comes in, takes on the duty himself, and gently tells Casey to relax. Casey's instincts warn him of imminent peril while he sleeps fitfully in his bed. His apprehension is quickly reinforced when he learns of Lucas's death at the hands of a victim of the identical barbed wire device that killed Namiko. Casey expresses his concerns to Nakabara, who knows the unmistakable signature of the barbed wire weapon as the work of a deadly enemy named Goro. Nakabara then reveals a long-held secret. Casey's father, Takeda-sensei, and a man named Asimo were formerly the three most skilled disciples of the Koko dojo. When their sensei died, Asimo challenged Takeda to a fight for leadership of the dojo, which Takeda won, giving him the title of Grand Master. Goro, Asimo's younger brother, had observed the combat and vowed to avenge his brother's murder, even if it would take years. Goro is now the terrifying commander of one of Myanmar's most fearsome narcotics organizations. Sensing the impending danger, Nakabara urges Casey to return to the safety of the United States, where Goro's reach may be less obvious. Casey, on the other hand, has a different idea. He begs Nakabara for help in finding Goro, a guy so entrenched in Myanmar's shady underbelly that even the local authorities are afraid to cross him. In a show of trust and camaraderie, Nakabara presents Casey an old map of Burma, a souvenir from his father's World War II days. The map includes a mysterious mark that reveals a hidden stash of ninja weapons. Casey wastes little time in expressing his gratitude and departs for Myanmar. Casey's journey in Myanmar takes an unexpected turn when he meets Mike, a friendly taxi driver who whisks him to a small inn. Casey methodically builds an armory of ninja weapons and lethal poisons inside his room in preparation for the risky task ahead. Casey goes to a neighborhood watering spot known to be frequented by drug traffickers under the cover of nightfall, with Mike's essential instruction. Casey is sitting alone, nursing his drink when he attracts the notice of a stranger who offers him something intriguing. Casey follows the stranger into the shadows, where he boldly invokes Goro's name. The stranger's demeanor becomes suspicious, driving him to summon his comrades in an attempt to overwhelm Casey. Casey's martial prowess, on the other hand, proves formidable, as he eliminates his opponents with ease. He then gathers useful information about Goro's whereabouts. Casey's relief in his hotel room is short-lived as a team of corrupt police officers commanded by Goro stage a raid. Their goal is to capture Casey on espionage charges due to his American citizenship. Casey's escape attempts fail in the face of overwhelming troops and firepower, and he soon finds himself crippled and imprisoned in a bleak prison cell. Casey faces a litany of torture at the hands of vicious police officers within the austere confines of the prison. In a desperate quest for relief, he pretends to be unconscious. Casey seizes an unexpected opportunity for escape as he is on the verge of being imprisoned. He springs to life just as the police officers are ready to imprison him in a cell, overpowering his captors and stealing their uniforms. Casey, now disguised as a law enforcement officer, embarks on a risky mission to escape the prison's clutches. Before fleeing, Casey obtains important information about Goro's whereabouts from one of the captured police officers. While leaving, he understands Mike was the one who sold him to the cops. He sneaks inside his car but chooses to spare him in exchange for Mike's assistance in navigating the hazardous terrain leading to Goro's forest lair. However, the instant Casey steps foot in the woodland, his presence is sensed. Influentials and patrols are quick to spot his entrance, resulting in a heated battle. Casey dispatches Goro's men, stealing their guns to add to his armory. As he continues to explore the jungle, Casey comes across the graves of the Japanese troops mentioned by Nakabara. He discovers a hidden cache of ninja weaponry beneath a wooden gravestone decorated with the Nakabara clan emblem. Casey continues on, breaching Goro's heavily secured headquarters. He eliminates Goro's henchmen one by one, using stealth and precision. In a daring climax, Casey sets off a catastrophic explosion that obliterates the base, signifying his inexorable approach to the core of the enemy's structure. Casey is confronted by Mayat, Goro's tough bodyguard and right-hand man, and heated and brutal combat ensues. Casey confronts Goro in his fortified base. The two warriors engage in a never-ending conflict, their abilities and determination pitted against one another. Despite slashing Goro's stomach with a tremendous strike, the old man shows remarkable tenacity, refusing to succumb to his injuries. Goro attempts to entrap Casey by wrapping barbed wire around his neck at a crucial point. However, Casey gathers all of his might and determination to break free, effectively averting the lethal assault. Taking advantage of the situation, he throws Goro to the ground and, with a fast and decisive action, rips the old man's head from his body. After the dust settles, he returns to Nakabara's dojo, where he is greeted with real joy by his friend. While Casey and Nakabara are conversing, an unexpected guest arrives, an inconspicuous package delivery man. Casey's keen eye notices a startling feature at this point. The symbol on a deliveryman's dagger is uncannily similar to the emblem of the robbers who would have cost him in Japan. The truth is revealed in a breathtaking discovery. Casey's trusted friend, Nakabara, is the mastermind behind Namiko and Lucas' deaths. Nakabara's true identity is revealed to be that of a merciless drug dealer. He led Casey into unknowingly eliminating the Goro cartel to advance his dark agenda. Casey has no intention of siding with the murderers of Namiko and Lucas. The choice offered by Nakabara is plain, and Casey is steadfast in his determination to confront the deceitful buddy who duped him. The tempestuous conflict between Casey and Nakabara reaches a climax as they clash in a ferocious battle within the limits of Nakabara's lair. Casey's determination is unshakable. He seizes a length of barbed wire, hastily coiling it around Nakabara's throat, and with a determined twist, he silences Nakabara's malicious ambitions, extinguishing his life. Following Nakabara's death, Casey strives to tell the truth to Hiroshi, one of the dojo's students who became unintentionally entangled in Nakabara's web of lies. Hiroshi opens a parcel addressed to Nakabara. Its contents blast shockwaves around the room, carrying drugs secreted within. Hiroshi makes a somber and tough decision in order to protect the dojo's reputation. He decides to suppress the incident, knowing that revealing Nakabara's unscrupulous deeds will have long-term consequences for the dojo's reputation. Hiroshi expresses his profound appreciation to Casey for exposing the evil truth, allowing him to execute his long-sought vengeance while upholding the honor of his beloved dojo. Casey eventually returns to Japan. In a touching act of closure, he throws Namiko's locket into the tranquil waters of a pool, symbolizing his acceptance of the past and his journey towards healing and peace, bringing the movie to the end. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.